What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday afternoon with Gyiraszin. Anytime I'm with my man Gyiraszin, huge smile on my face. What's going on, Nate? What's going on, Jason Turner, Mac, Kenny, Juice? Speaking of another Kenny, got a shout out. Mr. Live Final himself, Kenny, the high stakes guy in our Discord. Crushed it again, got himself a live final seat yesterday. He will be in Boston. So shout out to you, Kenny. Saw a lot of screenshots yesterday. The MLB streets have treated many of you well. Looking to keep that rolling. Gyiraszin, looking good today, freshly shaved. Just kidding. You're like me. You can't grow shit just like me. Nades can grow a stash. Ham can grow a stash. My grandpa says it's a blessing, though. How do you see that? How's your Wednesday going?
Man, I'm doing great. You know, you're right, though. I can't grow shit. I lost a Michigan State bet to a coworker like 10 years ago. And he said I had to grow a beard, and I didn't know if I could grow a beard. And after like 6 weeks, he's like, bro, because it was like it didn't even look right. So he finally let me off the hook. I was just, it's just not happening. But yeah, it can be a blessing, Title. I mean, I don't have to shave as much. I see some of my friends, like we go on a golf trip, and they're like worried about shaving and shit. I'm like, I can't worry about that. Maybe like after 5 or 6 days, I get the little scruffy shadow, but if I'm gonna be smooching on the wife and shit, she don't like that crap. So, you got to have a clean workspace on all
absolutely
fields.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm right there with you. Takes a lot less time. Just got to clean some stuff up here and there. But hey, I got a wife. It don't matter over here. But how's your day going, Gyiraszin? Looks like it's sunny by you.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful here in Detroit. I think we finally turned the corner here. I think summer's here. But, looking good. We went through a little bit of rain here in the last few days. Now everything's like bright and shiny green, and everybody's yard's growing out of control and, all that fun stuff. That's what's going on up here in the Midwest. But, hey, I got to bring it up. I saw in the chat here that Arizona rain. It rained in Arizona?
Yeah, it rained a little bit yesterday, and it rained on Monday. It was wild, but we're back to no rain. It's nice and sunny. But, yeah, the last 2 days have been weird.
Yeah, I think the last time I was out there and I saw you when I was out there, I think you guys had it rained, and it was like 100 and some days where it hadn't rained or something.
Maybe
I remember it was like
more.
a really long drought. So, yeah, I was just like, man, that's got to be awkward. And I think when we were golfing or something, somebody mentioned it or whatever else. But, yeah, it was kind of cool. I golfed on Monday, and it had rained earlier in the day pretty hard. And man, that 56 degree, man, that thing was just dropping and it was sticking like a dart, right? And it just didn't move. It was pretty cool. It made it a little easier for me.
Are you a stick? You're a good golfer?
You know what? I can have good days and I can have bad days, but I'd say I'm probably normally around a 90, mid-90 shooter, 90s. I can break 90 probably half the time I play, but I'm not shooting any, I don't believe I've ever broke 80. But
it's better than me though.
I'm a better with my short wedge. I can't hit it very far. I'm pretty good with my putter and a short wedge. But, I mean, that's all I ever practiced because I figured all my other friends can drive the shit out of it. So if we were playing in scrambles, I had to be good at something. Yeah. So anywhere from like 100 yards and in, I'm pretty decent.
You got to be way better with a couple Jeters and high noons in you than completely sober too, hey?
Oh, yeah, that's absolute fact. I mean, when you're outside breathing that nature, that fresh air, I mean, nothing better just to sit back, listen to some tunes. You got to have the radio on your golf cart, listen to some good tunes and just chill out, relax. Hopefully you got some good company. And, even if you hit the golf ball like shit, I still don't let it upset me anymore. It's just like, hey, I'm still out here having some fun golfing. And, usually too, I'm always starting to talk DFS, whoever I'm with, and it turns into a DFS conversation. And then we're making lineups together or something, collaborating how we think something should work out. And I'm going to, I think this should happen. And yeah, let's do that. I mean, it's good times when you get out there in the golf course. You never know what you're going to yuck it up about.
Oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, all my buddies the same way. All love DFS. We're always talking DFS. So it's a great time over here. Mark Davis in here, Lyle. Yes, Juice. Kenny said it was in Boston this year. So it is in Boston. You need a ticket. Good luck. Very, very tough to get those qualifiers. Michael Ortiz, Derek. Yes, some girls do, no doubt.
Hopefully I'll see you out there in Boston. Maybe we'll get a drink. I'll probably be there.
Yeah, Gyiraszin, he's always there. What's going on, Jake? Beetlebane, go collect in here. Yeah, like button, subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. We're looking at 7 games on DraftKings, including 1 Coors Field. Obviously, there's only one Coors Field, but it is on the slate. 8 games on FanDuel. They are starting, 20 minutes earlier today? Yeah, 20 minutes earlier, 6:45 Eastern. The Rangers and Boston is on the FanDuel slate. So if you are on FanDuel, make sure you do not forget that. 6:45 Eastern on FanDuel, 7:05 Eastern on DraftKings. The only weather, again, always pull up Kevin Ross weather report. Some yellow greens, some yellow, like the Boston game's yellow. I don't worry about yellow for now. Once I start seeing orange, I worry about, and there is one orange game, orange yellow, which is even worse than yellow orange. So have to keep into mind the White Sox KC game. This is a weather game. Definitely going to have to keep an update on raw stuff. Well, he said update models are slightly less alarming in KC than what it showed this morning. Still wet, but the rain looks lighter. Lowered the risk. So he must have had it just orange. Now orange yellow looks a little better than earlier. Still, I see orange. It's something we have to monitor. We're going to talk like it goes on. But if we get like news that like I'm jumping off the game, I'll take chat in MLB. Make sure to have notifications on. We're talking DK 7. Ooh, let me go to filters again. What I always do, show pitchers. Here it is. Show pitchers. What the heck? I thought I had it. Whatever. Show players with my projection greater than, I'm going to say 8.5. And then I'm going to change this. So we're just talking pitchers. So show pitchers projected greater than 8.5. I do not want a pitcher projected for less than that. Then I'll say hide, remove players. We are going to sort by salary. See, let's take the average of SHIPIT Nation. And there we go. Saberson. Checking ownership. Hunter Green looks to be kind of in a tier of his own. Looks like him and Christopher Sanchez will be the chalk pitchers. Going down, Max Fried a little bit, Holmes, Shane Baz. We're not seeing any 50% plus pitcher on the slate, but I do think it is Hunter Green, Christopher Sanchez as your chalk SP pairing. Sorting by salary, Hunter Green all the way up top at 9.8K. Dylan Cease there at 8K. Let's talk 8K and above Gyiraszin. What are you looking at pitcher today?
I mean, it's kind of messed up when I'm sitting here thinking my favorite pitcher is under 8K. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting there thinking, I was a little worried about Sanchez, but, we'll get to him when we get back under 8K. But, yeah, I mean, just looking around today, I mean, that's actually the first time I had to bring that up. I think one of my favorite pitchers was that far down. But,
I love that. That means you can jam bats. You can jam any other SP you want. Overweight on a cheap pitcher is always good for me.
Right. But the funny thing is over on FanDuel, he's pretty high price. It's such a misprice here by DK. And I don't know really, why they have him so cheap down there. But like I said, we'll get to that. But Hunter Green, I think, is definitely interesting. I mean, this dude's been almost kind of matchup proof, 33% K rate. I mean, I think this guy definitely is the SP2 or SP1. I mean, just look at, he's had one bad game and pretty much 37, 23, 34, 34, 27 points. I mean, this guy's been the real deal. So definitely like him. I mean, really the only bat we're really probably going to worry about with the Braves is Olsen, and doesn't seem to be Matt Olsen as we've seen in the past. So I'm not really that concerned. I think Green for me would be, I feel fairly safe about him. But there's some other dudes here up here. You see that, I mean, you could look at Max Fried if you'd like to, but I mean, I just don't like picking on San Diego. I mean, he's been a really good pitcher here, but I mean, I just don't like the matchup here with the Padres, especially paying 9,500. And then you got Shane Baz. I mean, I'm kind of wondering if something wrong with this dude. I mean, he -6 last time out. I mean, he gave up 7 earned runs. Then he had a pretty decent start, had 28 points. And then before that, he gave up 5 earned runs. So, I mean, he hasn't looked good in his last 2 out of 3 starts. And now you're going to sit here and put him up against a team with 2 bashing lefties. And I think Schwarber been seeing beach balls so far this year. I mean, dude's just been absolutely mashing baseball. So, I mean, I'm kind of worried about Baz, but dude, the upside's there. Like you could see, I mean, he does have some strikeout potential, but I mean, it's a GPP. So if you got him in a bunch, if I got a, playing 2 or 3 lineups, Shane Baz ain't going to make it. But I mean, if I'm playing a handful, hey, the upside's there. I mean, he's shown it. So he might be new Robbie Ray. Maybe he's Robbie Ray Jr. from the right side. We don't know, but we'll keep our eyes on that. Berrios, man, that's just a tough click. I just don't see enough upside there. We already know that Kansas City White Sox game could definitely be some trouble. And then Dylan Cease, I'm not a fan. I mean, he just doesn't seem to be himself from the past. So, he hasn't been all that great, even though he's only given up 2 earned runs his last 4 straight starts, but he's only gone 5 innings. So, I think that's definitely a concern. He hasn't got out of the 4th inning in his last 2 starts and really his last 3 out of 5. So I think that's a little concern there. But like I said, you start getting a little bit down here below. And I think that's where, I really like, Kikuchi, I'm not really interested in. But then you got the 2 dudes right next to below that I think you could definitely play. That's Sanchez and Holmes. I think Holmes is in a really good spot. He's got a Cincinnati team that struggles against the right side strikeouts. I think they're like 7th, without looking at it in front of me, but I think they're like 7th, 5th to 8th, 10th, somewhere around there. They're in the mid up there at the top in strikeout percentage against righties. And then Sanchez, like we were talking a little bit before, was a little concerned about him after getting yanked after 58 pitches, but he did bounce back last start with a good start, 87 pitches. He did have 3 walks, which is a little concerning because normally he's not really a guy to give up walks, but he still had 6 Ks. He went 5 innings for us. So I like him here. I mean, I think he's in a good spot for a win. But, I think Holmes is in a pretty decent spot for a win too, as I believe they're favored. So, pitching's kind of weird today. I think the 2 guys, truthfully, I think I would build out lineups and use – way I think I would do my pitching today, especially on DK, if I was building, knowing that Hunter Green's probably going to be fairly chalky, and we know Sanchez is going to be fairly chalky, as you spoke earlier. So I think I would either just kind of throw Holmes in there, kind of play with my lineup a little bit. If I need the bats, need the salary for bats, maybe I go Sanchez and Holmes. If I don't need all that salary, maybe I just go Holmes, and then maybe I go Green. But, I'm not really too happy with the other pivots off of Green. I just think they're really risky. They do have the potential, but I think it's pretty risky.
Definitely a good breakdown. I mean, pitching for me just feels so obvious, and I'd rather get different at bats. Hunter Green, by far, I think is the SP1. You can argue it's Sanchez with the price. So I think it's clearly one of these 2. Hunter Green, the best K prop on the slate, only won at 6.5. Some juice on the over at -135. Christopher Sanchez, second best on the slate, 5.5 for tied at -135. I definitely would include Michael Wacha in my pool just for the simple fact of look at his ownership in between Sanchez and Green, and he's playing the White Sox. And on this slate, when we're looking at everybody else projection-wise, like 16 from Wacha at 8.2K could be enough. I don't see maybe 2 pitchers get you 20 plus, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if no pitcher or just one pitcher scores 20 plus. So if I'm looking more safety wise, I love picking on the White Sox. Again, the pitch count compared to others in the range, it's a little less. But again, if I'm fine with 16, 17, 18, 5 innings, 6 innings, 4 Ks, and a win against the Sox, sign me up for that. Again, we do have to monitor weather in this game. I'm just talking like weather is okay. And if we get the green light, maybe his ownership goes up a little bit, but I don't think it goes up too much. I agree with you. I'm worried about Shane Baz. I actually prefer the Phillies. It's warm again in Tampa. I prefer the Phillies at picking than Shane Baz, so I would cap him. Probably something like 15%. But like you said, he's a pivot off of Hunter Green. There is upside on a chalky pitching slate, so I'm not going to completely X him. Dylan Cease is another one that the pitch counts there. The K-prop's good. He's tied for second with Christopher Sanchez, 2 on the slate at 5.5. Hold on. My AirPods just died. It's going to throw me off. So I know you can hear me. Let me plug this one in quick because it'll be going crazy. All right, say something. Make sure I got you.
What? You're all right.
You. All right, I got you. So tied for second on the slate is Dylan Cease, 5.5, -135 on the over. I don't love Yankee Stadium. Aaron, talk about seeing beach balls. Aaron Judge is no doubt seeing beach balls. He gives up 2 solo shots, even 3 solo shots. Again, with the Ks alone and his ownership at 12%, you give me 6 Ks in this matchup, 5 innings, something like that. He could get a little run support. I'm good with him as a pivot when I'm struggling to find other pivots. I think Grant Holmes is definitely a solid play. I would not be surprised if he got a little bit of steam, though. I also wouldn't be surprised if this Christopher Sanchez number is even higher. I mean, 7.5K favorites. Tampa lineup's not too concerning. Sanchez has been solid. Look at the pitch count. Very solid for Sanchez. So I think it's clearly Green, Sanchez, Holmes getting the ownership. I'm totally good eating any of the chalk at him. I think you can get different at pitcher. But Waka, if the game goes, and Cease are my favorite two pivots outside of those guys. Can you make any case for Simone Woods Richardson, either of the pitchers in Coors Field? I mean, I'm looking at their projection for their price and ownership, just strictly that way, and it looks fine. Detroit, I mean, man, they're implied for 5.6 runs, going to get ownership, no doubt, for hitting those. So you get some direct leverage. I love picking on the Rockies team, but I don't love playing pitchers in Coors Field. I never really have in my life. So if you're building 20 teams, would you get any of those guys? Would you X them? Simone Richardson's thoughts, and then, just wrap up pitching for us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really been a fan of Richardson at this point. I think I like Baltimore's bats a little bit more than I would like Richardson. I'd really like to say Jackson Jobe could be interesting at the price at 6,700 in Colorado, as bad as they've been. But man, when you peel back that layer, that onion, that first layer, he has not been very good so far, even though this is the number one pitching prospect too in all of baseball, by the way. So, he does have the better.
That's all I need to hear.
Be good.
This ownership, that's all I need to hear. At this ownership and price against this Rockies team, that's all I need to hear. At 6%, if you're playing 20 teams, he's definitely would be in my pool as the cheapest pitcher. I ain't playing this Dollander. Well, what do you think of Dollander then? You prefer Joby by far? Yeah,
I would. And, they were talking on the radio that he had broken fingernail and some stuff in a few starts. I mean, his strikeout rate to righties is like 12%, 11. It's bad. So, I mean, and then he's been more of a fly ball pitcher. So you don't really want a guy who's not missing bats and a fly ball pitcher in Coors Field, right? Like, we'd be giggling about it. But, man, that Colorado lineup is just trash, like dog shit. So, yeah, I mean, being the number one prospect, I think that's there. I mean, I can't stomach Charlie Morton. There ain't no damn way Charlie Morton would be making my pitching pool. The dude's just not been good so far this year, and I think his lease is going to be so short today that as soon as he gets in trouble, he's coming out. They're not going to let him beat them today, or lose the game for them today. So, I'm not really looking at anybody else, but I do think Jackson Jobe is interesting. And then I think the other thing that is kind of interesting too with that is they're going to have a doubleheader tomorrow. They're going to need their relievers. So I think Jobe might get a little longer leash today than if he's pitching well. Then, we may see him go deeper than he has because he's only gone 77, 87, 87, 86 pitches. We could see him get up there and maybe get another inning or two just because of the concern of the doubleheader tomorrow. So I would hope that he can come out and have a decent game. And I would assume Hinch is going to tell him, I need you today, kid. Let's get it going. And I mean, being a homer, I am a homer. So let's not forget that. But I do think he's a pretty good play.
No, that's all I needed to hear. I was looking for, again, he's the pivot off of Holmes and Sanchez below. You can play them both and get all the bats. I don't necessarily love that. If I probably played him, I'd probably play him with Sanchez or Hunter Green and just eat chalk at SP1 since you're getting different enough there and you can play whatever bats you want after that. But yeah, that's all I need to hear at pitching on a slate. I don't love too many options. He's a pivot down low. This would be how my pitching pool looks. And again, Waka, if he X's this game or it's not safe for pitchers, you can easily cross off Waka there too. I don't love Shane Baz. I would max him. If I was only playing a handful of lineups, I would not play Shane Baz. So then right there, we're looking at only a handful of pitchers on the 7-game slate. So,
I mean, real quick too, Title, looking at his game log, I mean, if I was to tell you he was going to get 19 points tonight, would you take it?
Hey, I'm locked, but no, I'm probably actually would. If you're telling me 19 points, I would lock button him at 5% projected ownership at 6,700 on a chalky pitching slate. I would probably have 100%. Yes.
I mean, his last 2 out of 3 starts, he's had 6.2, 19.1, 19.7. The 2 teams he got 19 against was the pesky Royals, who we know don't really strike out all that much. And then he at Minnesota. So he did get wins in both of those games, 5-6 innings. Only gave up a couple hits, 1 earned run, and them starts. But he's not going to blow you away with the Ks, but if he can get us them innings, and I really think there's a chance to get them innings just because they got that bullpen. They got that doubleheader tomorrow. That's going to come into play.
Yeah, that's a great call right there. If he's rolling, you would think they would throw him out for 10 extra pitches, an extra inning. If he has like 81 or something with trying to hold and save some of those bullpen arms. So great call there. Let's talk some bats, Gyiraszin. Again, appreciate all 130 of you hanging out and watching. Remember, 8 games on FanDuel, so 6:45 Eastern start time there, 7:05 start time on DraftKings with 7 games. If you guys aren't a member and you want to join, absolutely no better time to join. Usually $99 for all of our content, the SaberSim Core package, and the best Discord available. If you use the code DGEN75, $75 off. So your first month, only $24, less than an hour a day, less than $1 a day. Gets you all of our content, gets you SaberSim Core, which you can see right here, allows you to build 250 teams, see 150, and late swap. If you do want contest flashback to see what the pros are doing in all the contests, you want SaberSim's projection and ownership to be able to average it out like we have, you can see that in the starter package. Only $30 more. But again, that's after your first month. Then it's $99. I would recommend using your first month if you haven't already with the code DGEN75 to only get everything for $24. And again, definitely do get into Discord if you do join. So much knowledge from so many members. Like again, a couple weeks ago, the Royals game, I thought the Royals game would be good. Roth put something out 12 minutes before. I take the Discord, MLB, 10 minutes before. I'm getting off KC. I don't think it's worth the risk. They still came in 20%, 25%, Lorenzen, Bobby Witt, etc. Just that little edge right there can save you a lot of money, help you get to the top when things happen. So we'd absolutely love to have you. And again, use that code DGEN75 for $75 off your first month.
Here's a question for you, Title.
Yep. If you said about how long does the promo last? So this promo, when you sign up, lasts 1 month. So for your first month, it's $24, and then it goes back to $99. How long will this promo be up? I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm not the boss. Hoopster, Tambo, they control everything. Could be gone tomorrow. I don't think it will. Right now, obviously, it's a slower time in DFS, and we charge way less for content. We have a smaller team. We can do this. We want you to spend less on content, more on contests. So again, we're not $24 a month is not helping us like make $1 million. Like it's, to be honest, it's hardly doing anything when you really think of it that way. We want people to try us out, try all the content, try SaberSim. So I don't think we're in a rush to take it down right now. You ain't going to see that during NFL season. There's no doubt about that. But if you're asking how long will the promo be available, there's people above me. I don't know the answer. But for the first month, you get $24. After that, it goes to $99. Yeah, you bet. What else we get? Hey, there's the man himself right there. Boston guy had to pop in and show some love. Appreciate that, Kenny. Hope moving's going well. And yeah, the big moving day for their boy moving into the house that DraftKings built. Hey, I love it. You absolutely have been smashing DFS. Much deserved, like Kenny. That. He's right. He ain't wrong. DK's definitely paid him. Yeah, absolutely. Boston.
You know what? Actually, the house that I'm sitting in, FanDuel paid for it. So
there you go.
How you feel, buddy?
There you go. I'll say drafters over here. Drafters help pay a little bit of this one. But all right, let's get into DFS. Phillies and the Rays first game on the DK slate. 8.5 total, -115 on the under. Phillies -155 favorites. So as always lately in Tampa, it's been warm, 85 degrees. Wind blowing out to right a little bit. We talked about Shane Baz and Sanchez. Sanchez, number 3 in the rankings, will be one of the highest owned. So can you find any one-off bats on the other side? Phillies, yeah, I mean, Kyle Schwarber definitely looks good against Baz. Anything else you like in this game? Phillies, Rays.
You know, I mean, Yandy Diaz has been swinging a decent bat here in recent times. I mean, if you know you wanted to go there, what scares me is Sanchez's ground ball rate is 67% to lefties, 55% to righties. And then you look at Yandy Diaz, he's a 50% ground ball hitter, 21% fly ball hitter. So just a little bit concerning there. Not enough fly balls for me, but man, Yandy's been smoking the shit out of the baseball in the last couple of weeks. So, I mean, he would be somebody if I wanted to maybe get a piece of leverage, maybe you could look at him. He'd probably be about the only guy I'd probably look at. As far as fly ball percentages go, Brandon Lau has 36% fly ball rate. Jansen's 32%. So those would probably be some other guys maybe if you wanted to. But I'd definitely be looking at guys with fly ball percentages against, somebody who's got such a high ground ball lean as Sanchez does. But, the thing with the Sanchez is that could be concerning if you really were MMEing and you wanted to look. I mean, Sanchez 2 starts ago did have to leave early after 58 pitches. All it takes is one little tweak. He's going to be back out. That Philly bullpen is in the top 5 of the worst bullpens in baseball so far this year. So, maybe if you're MMEing, you're going to get Tampa pretty much no ownership. I mean, just in case, he does come out and he's not himself. I mean, it was 2 starts ago, even though he did go 87 pitches, and I feel good about him. But, if you're MMEing, I don't see a problem with, especially because that bullpen's bad. But, yeah, other than that, there's really no other reason to, just because he is pretty chalky. But you mentioned Schwarber. Man, that guy, he's just been – I've always liked him when he first came up, and I knew he was going to be really good. I mean, dude's 8th in slugging percentage so far in these last couple weeks. Just been smacking the just absolute shit out of it. I mean, he's one of my favorite players to roster other than Mookie. I mean, I love me some Mookie, Trey Turner. I mean, they're fun. But, dude, I was watching some of that Philly game, and they're double swiping bags with Schwarber and Turner. I mean, if he's going to be doing that for me, on top of hitting home runs, man, he might be in that Mookie category.
Your favorite player of all time. Probably part of it, little bit has to do with bowling or just baseball. That's why
I just want to whoop his ass. I just whoop his ass one time.
You talk about all that money you'd pull out. You pull out a lot of cheese, and you'd be shitting yourself, sweating when you're about to go up there.
I'll make one phone call. I guarantee I'd have just as much money as Mookie wanted to bet.
You still might be scared because it ain't your money at the end of the day.
I'd love every minute of it. I'd tell him let's break. Come on.
One of these days, if any of us can get in contact with Mookie, I would love to schedule a bowling game.
I'd probably have more fun. I'd have more fun bullshitting with him about baseball. That's, I'd be talking baseball with him. That would be the really fun part.
Yeah, no, definitely. Mookie seems like a pretty cool dude. All right, let's keep it rolling. Next game on the slates, New York Yankees, San Diego Padres. We are looking at an 8 total, -115 on the under, -185 are the Yanks. I mean, Max Fried's never a pitcher I really like to target. Very, very high ground ball guy. Doesn't allow many fly balls. Can always play like a Tatis of the worlds and stuff. But, I mean, he's 6K. There's plenty of spends. I'd rather play Schwarber, who we just talked about, in the outfield than I would Tatis. No chance I'm going to really get to any of these Padres. Yankees are more interesting. It's one. I guess Cease is kind of like the Kikuchis that I talk about. I'm good playing Cease at 11% as a pivot, tied for the second highest K prop on the slate. I'm also fine playing one-off bats like Ben Rice, Aaron Judge. Look really, really strong up top. Cease has good strikeout stuff, but he is prone to some fly balls. Yankee Stadium, small park. What have we got for weather? Wind blowing out a little bit to left, 70 degrees. So it looks like some fair hitting weather. Yeah, again, mini stacks, Yankees-wise. Maybe you can talk me into full man stacks, but definitely can get definitely some Yankees, no Padres. And again, Cease is someone I play in some lineups in 20 entry, and I would stack against in some. If he's not keeping the ball, if he's not getting Ks and people are getting bad on ball, probably some home runs coming. What do you see this?
Yeah, I mean, you look at Cease's strikeout percentages from last year to his first 6-7 starts now. I mean, he was 32% strikeout rate to righties last year. Now he's down to 23%. He's almost down a full 10 points. He's up a little bit higher with his lefties, 28 to 25%. But, I mean, you look at his WOBA 359 to righties. Last year it was 255. So, I mean, you don't want to be coming in struggling against an Aaron Judge who, I mean, he keeps this shit up. That's kind of Barry Bonds-esque type season. Like, dude's getting one pitch in at bat and he's not missing it, man. I mean, he's so big too. Like, that dude's like surreal big. I saw a video of Lou Gehrig, and he literally reminded me of Aaron Judge. Like, they were just both just massive, like Gordie Howe, like freaking just Paul Bunyan dudes.
How tall was Lou Gehrig?
I'm not sure, but I like in the video though, I thought to myself, dude, that's old Aaron Judge. Like,
6 foot 200.
I think it was on Twitter. I saw it just like yesterday or something. I think I follow the baseball history nut or something. I think he might have been. I think he's got like old videos. It's pretty cool. But
Judge's 6'7". Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying.
Stan's 6'6". There's no way.
Who?
Giancarlo Stanton. He is not 6'6".
Stan's just I could see that.
Ohtani's 6'4". He's 6'6". Wow. Freeman's only 1 inch taller. Anyway, keep it going.
Right. So, but I mean, I do like the righties here against Cease. I mean, he has struggled a little bit here. He's given up some long balls. So, I mean, I don't mind going against him at all here today. I actually think with the power of the Yankees, I mean, it's definitely worth looking into. I mean, Cease's last 2 starts too, he's given up 3 walks, 4 walks. You can't be walking 7 dudes in 8 innings against the Yankees and think you're going to get out of it pretty clean. So I definitely like them. The only one bad deterrent is San Diego does have the best bullpen in baseball. So something to keep in mind. But I mean, hey, the Yankees got them late yesterday too. So definitely something to think about. But I really like the Yankees. I'd put them up there in my top of my stacks here today. Top
3 stack. You like the 5-man?
Yeah, I'd 5-man them. I'd put them in my top 3.
Anyone on that team? Obviously, like I'm 5-man of the Yankees. I'm letting Sabres him, especially if I'm playing multiple teams. I'm not Xing anyone on the Yankees. Like whatever they fill in, I'm good with. But if you're hand building one lineup and you're playing the Yankees, is there anybody that you would not click on? Again, the confirmed lineups out on the stone that we're sharing.
I don't know if I'd click on the bottom 8 and 9 hole.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to go Jorbit Vivas. That sounds I've never heard. That's a good one. But I'm not there. I'd play Dominguez though.
Okay,
I don't mind him.
7.
Volpe, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Wells sitting there in that 3 hole is always interesting. I mean, decent price for a catcher with power. So don't mind the Yankees at all. I think the Yankees for me, I don't have them in my top stack. Obviously, we got a Coors Field game here today, but that I think we'll end up getting some ownership here today. But give me some of these Yankees. I think they're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, and the Yankees aren't going to be owned. Like just looking at it, 50% when you add it all up. Judge and Wells take up most of that. Let's just go to that Coors Field game right here. We're looking at 86. Oh, that's the Royals, excuse me. 86. And then on this side, 66, 66 for both the Coors Field stuff. So, I mean, Yankees might be 6th highest owned on the slate. Still a good run total, 4.8. Solid hitting weather, good park. It makes a lot of sense, too. Cease hasn't been great to start the year. All right, let's go. Yeah, people are like, yeah, he is. I mean, he must be. I believe Google when it says it, but I did not know he was 6'6". He's a big dude. This got me going, though. How about his girth? I mean, he's a grown-ass man for sure. That's I don't know about anything else, but yeah, up top, he's a grown man, no doubt. All right, let's keep it rolling, Gyiraszin. You're going to say something. I'm not sure I want to hear it. Atlanta Braves.
Hey, what are you over there peeking over there at the urinal? You're a urinal peeker over there? I hate that fucker. You're in the casino. There's 70 urinals, and I'm peeing in like number 32, and some dude's got to come stand next to me. Like, what are you doing? You're about to get your teeth knocked out. I'm going to lean over, pee on you a little bit just to give you a little bit like, golly. And that all happens to you, too. It's like, dude, it's so uncomfortable. Like, and if there's 3 and there no one's in it, do not take the middle one. Don't pee in the middle one like a donkey. And I did get yelled at for peeing in a short one time. Some guy asked me because I walked up and he's like, oh, what about a little guy came in? And I was like, well, he'd have to wait.
I've never heard someone say that. Wow. But yeah, it's no middle for sure. After that, I thought it was fair game. That's so funny. I never thought a guy would come up and say that. Oh, gosh. Yeah, but no, that's why I had a preface. His upper body is big. Yeah, I don't know about anything else. All right, let's keep it rolling. Go collect. Don't be that guy.
Right.
Atlanta Braves.
We teach you good etiquette around here. It's another little added bonus here at SHIPIT Nation.
There you go. Yep, absolutely. A lot of experience and some wise words coming from the man Gyiraszin himself. Hey, I'm not calling you old, though. I'm not calling you old. All right, let's keep it going. Next game, Atlanta Braves.
I think I could do a comedy bit on the urinal thing because I still don't understand either how these old guys, you go in there and there's like 5-inch long curlies that are stuck. Like, whose curlies are that long? Like, holy shit, man. Are you like, I don't get it, title.
Atlanta Braves, Cincinnati Reds. We're looking at a 7.5 total, minus 118 on the over. the Braves small favorites at -122 when Hunter Green is on the mound. So that's interesting. Again, by far the lowest total on the slate at 7.5. Looking at weather in this one, 70 degrees, wind blowing in a little bit. Looks like some decent pitching weather on this. We had interest in Grant Holmes, who's number 1 in the pitcher rankings. Hunter Green will be the most popular. Do you need to get cute in this? Do you see any direct leverage we can get on either of these pitchers?
I don't really think I want to get cute in this one. I mean, there's just really no reason to, I don't think. I mean, trying to attack these two pitchers. I mean, Holmes has given up a little bit of, damage, but man, I don't know. I'm going to leave it be. I mean, we got a total, what, 7?
7.5.
7.5. Yes. I think we'll just leave it.
Yeah. If it beats me, it beats me. I agree. Next game on the slate, Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, 9 total. Juice on the under a little bit at -115, -142 are these Twins. So what stands out right away? Twins run total over 5, one of the highest on the slate. 4.45 or 5.5 for the O's, pretty solid. Pricing outside of Cedric and Gunnar, very affordable on the O's side. Twins outside of Buxton, very, very affordable. And again, with Coors Field on the slate, with the Royals, this game's not going to get a ton of ownership. Like if you want to play Hunter Green and Christopher Sanchez and 5-man the Twins, I think you can easily do that. Same thing with the O's. I mean, Buxton finally got one yesterday. When he starts heating up, that's when I like to start playing Byron Buxton. So yeah, it's a very interesting game. I think both sides for bats that's getting a little overlooked. And man, how about Jackson Holiday? He's fun.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Byron Buxton, I don't know what he left for. Remember, he had to leave the team like a week ago for a few days. I don't know what he did, but he came back. He's been absolutely smoking the crap out of a baseball league. I mean, any Twin, I think that'd be a guy that I'd want to have on my team today. But Jackson Holiday, he's something else. He's gonna be good. He's just not quite there yet. I think he's got the Torkelson disease. You got to learn how to hit your first few years, and these pitchers are way too good to just kind of come in and start hitting like that. But I think both teams are interesting. I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea, even if you want to game stack this one, to be truthful. I mean, the weather's not bad. You got the Twins against Morton, who's been just absolute trash. And then Woods Richardson isn't much better. I mean, you look at his he's got 17% K rate to lefties so far this year. He was at 20% last year. His K rate is up a little higher to righties. But, man, we already know here that the Orioles have got a bunch of lefties here he's going to have to worry about.
I mean, look at it.
Henderson,
look at
Rutschman, O'Hearn. I mean, he's not going to see his first righty until Mountcastle. And then Kobe Mayo. I mean, he's going to see quite a few lefties today. So I think that definitely is in play for me. And then you look at both of these bullpens here. Baltimore's bullpen stinks. So that's definitely – Minnesota is not too bad. They're kind of in the middle of the pack. But Baltimore is a top 3 worst bullpen in all of baseball. So I don't mind the Twins. I think I would rather have the Twins than the Royals. It would probably be another cheap stack if they go off here today. And then I'd right back like yesterday. I'd rather have the Twins than them shitty Royals that everybody wants to play once in a while because they're cheap. They're cheap because they don't fucking hit for slugging for shit, except every once in a while. They had, 7 home runs one game. I still say they suck. So either way, but I think this one title is a good one here for a game stack. I think this one could be a softball game.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, Charlie Morton nowadays is no good. And then you're talking about a bad bullpen. That already leans me on the Twin side a little more, but I mean, man, I like this Baltimore lineup. The prices are fair. This definitely could be a game stack. I'm good 5-manning both sides. Yeah, I mean, fly balls, Simone Richardson is susceptible to. Ryan O'Hearn, Gunnar, Cedric, Jackson Holiday. You said the key thing, O'Hearn. A lot worse again.
Yeah, I was going to say Richardson, 46 so far this year, 46% fly ball rate to righties, 34% to lefties. So
wait, it's higher. He gives up more fly balls to righties than lefties
so far this year. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It is interesting. But I mean,
that's this year. I think the sample's probably
this year. Yeah. I mean, overall, he was 28 to lefties to 32 last year. I mean, you only got like 6 or 7 starts. So it's like you got to throw out when you're looking at some of these dudes' stats. You got to look and be like, dude, did he have just one shit one or one really good one? And you kind of got to take them out and kind of figure out what their average is at this point. But we're starting to get enough now to where we're starting to use this year's stats. But I think both teams here are in a good spot.
Yeah, I'm still looking most times with pitchers last year. At least I don't think we have enough of a sample, but I think we have enough this year to look like at velocity at if the numbers are completely different from last year to this year, what changed, whether it's in good, whether it's bad. But majority, like I probably want to see like 10 starts, something like that to really feel where I can just use this year's. But yeah, a little still righties. There's a little more fly balls against righties than lefties when looking at last year's stuff as well. More K stuff to the right side of the plate as well. But I like the lefties. O'Hearn, Gunnar, Cedric. I mean, probably 1 through 8. And probably I'm fine with Emmanuel Rivera. He's got some pop. Old Diamondbacks guy, only 2,500 at third base. Yeah, I'm good with the sign up 1 through 9. Definitely an interesting game stack. Would pick the Twins if I had to choose a preferred side, though.
Buxton in the 2-hole.
Oh, he's in the 2-hole?
Jeffers was in there yesterday. I called him for a home run. Didn't quite get it, but I do believe he got his total bases over 2, but pretty sure.
Now we got Larnach. You like Larnach in the 2 spot?
Oh, I have a projected lineup.
Yeah, I refreshed the start and it's out. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
So you have to like Larnach, right? If he moved to the 2-hole.
I mean, the teams that bounce around them 2-hole hitters, the Twins are one of them. Obviously you guys know I like paying attention to stuff like that.
Yeah, Larnach's in the 2 spot today. All right, let's keep it going. Appreciate all 170 watching. Again, all we ask is like button and the subscribe button. It helps us out a ton. Kansas City Royals, Chicago White Sox, looking at a 8.5 total, -118 on the under, -225 favorites are the Royals. And again, this is the one weather concern on the slate, orange, yellow. It very well, Roth could say like it's not safe. And again, I follow it. If I deem that if what I'm reading, if Roth doesn't like it, I will take MLB chat and change it. But right now, we are assuming this game is good to rock. Michael Wacha would be one of the pitchers that I have in my pool. He's 15% on a slate that pitching isn't great against the Chicago White Sox. That's all I really need to hear. White Sox or a Royal side for bats. Yeah, I'll just throw it to you. You kind of already tipped your hand, but they're getting a lot of ownership, as you can see right here. The chalkiest team on the slate when you add it up. And yeah, I do think they probably do come in the chalkiest. Them and Detroit, probably, if I had to pick.
Yeah, I mean, you all know how I feel about the Royals. He can and can't strike anybody out, though, on the right side. He's got like 13% strikeout rate. And, it's just, to me, the Royals just don't have enough power. But, I will say, though, on the slates, I feel like the Royals have won or done well. It's because there was a short slate, 5-6 games. Nobody really went off. The Royals scored 7-8 runs, and they had 12, 13 hits, but no homers. Nobody else hit 2 or 3 homers in any of their games. So, the Royals are definitely put the ball in play. They don't strike out much. But I just feel as if it's just hard for me. I just feel like if they beat me, they beat me. I kind of said yesterday, Title, the Nades, like, I feel like this is like hitting 12 against the 2 or, hitting 16 against, like a 10. You're either going to do it all the time or you don't. You can't flip-flop. So I've already made the decision. I'm cutting them bums out of my pool this year. So I'm not, like today. But now I will say, not trying to, just because I always say the Royals suck, this one could be a little interesting only for the fact that the weather could scare some fools off of the Royals today.
That's a great call.
They may not be as chalky as they could be. And if they do score some runs today against a shit-ass White Sox team, you could be in a decent spot. So on a normal day, I tell you, I don't even want to think about the Royals. If it looks like that they could, be in some weather issues, you might see some people peel off them, and you might get a little better discount than you want. And maybe, you could mini the Royals or, and probably include Bobby Witt for sure. But, I think the weather could possibly, if I was playing a bunch of teams, have me include some Royals just because I was thinking I'd be getting them really, really low owned. But I don't mind playing that sometimes when I feel like, something that should be getting ownership is not going to get played. just as much as it should just because of the weather. And I think this is one of those spots.
I think that's a very, very sharp call. If Roth, pretty much the only weather that people look at that I know in the industry is Kevin Roth. If he says it's orange, it's sketchy, the ownership will go down. No doubt about that. That's when it comes into your risk tolerance. Then I'm more apt to play a team that was going to be chalk, that now everyone's jumping off. And again, like if he's like 80% chance the game doesn't play, I probably don't want to burn bats. I think there's enough better spots on the slate, but I'd be more inclined to play the Royals when you think people are getting off than the very chalky Royals. Ross says right now, green light, good to go, and the Royals are the chalkiest team on the slate. It's not great hitting weather, though. Little above 60 degrees, wind blowing in a little bit. Again, looking at rain. So in a vacuum, like if there's a green light given, I prefer the Twins. I prefer both sides. For sure, Tigers side. Rocky side, I'm not sure, but the Coors Field stuff, I think the Yankees at like way less ownership probably is more interesting than the Royals. So I think we're in lockstep there, and that weather call was definitely very sharp. What was I gonna say? Oh, do you hit 16s against 7, 8, 9, 10? What do you do?
I hit it.
12 against 2. What do you do?
I will only not hit it if somebody else has hit one before me.
12 against a 3. What do you do?
I stay.
Oh, opposite of the book. Opposite of the book. 12-2.
Yeah, I stay.
All right. You got a great analogy though. You do it all the time. You don't. I don't necessarily, I guess, believe that in DFS. I think daily you can do different, but you've made a lot of great points about the Royals. Like they're going to be chalk plenty. You just never really play them, and you think you'll win out long term because of their power. So it makes sense that way. All right, let's keep it moving. Next game on the slate.
And if Nate said too, he made a good point. If the Royals aren't in the slate, they'd all go to the Twins. The Twins will get steamed up.
They'll definitely get steamed up because the cheap bats, I think Rockies would maybe get a little bit, but yeah, the Twins for sure would be the direct pivots. You'd see the O's get a little bit as well since they're cheap. But yeah, looking at the prices, outside of Bobby Witt, how free they are, the Twins are very free that way. So good point by Nades. I do think they are the biggest steam team if Roth gives the red light on the KC game. All right, Coors Field, Colorado Rockies, Gyirazin's Detroit Tigers. We are looking at where are we at? 10 total, highest on the slate, minus 112 on the under. Detroit minus 162 favorites. Take it away, Coors Field. It's getting ownership, but again, it's not the highest on the slate. And I wouldn't be surprised like if we're a little hot on the Rockies top of the order. People just don't like playing the Rockies, period. So I think these all could be a little less. And again, we're not starving for value on this slate. Like a whole run total are the Twins, and they're very cheap as well. So I do think Detroit's one of the most popular. I don't think Rockies will get that much. Yeah, what are you doing in this one?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Dollander here, I mean, he struggles a lot more against lefties than he does right. He's not striking out too many lefties. His walk percentage is almost 11%. He's given up almost a 400 WOBA to lefties. And I'll tell you what, when you got a team with Carey, Bonds, Carpenter up there at the top, McKinstry, Riley Green was just player of the week. We know Torkelson's been hitting. Jace Jung can't hit a beach ball to save his life, so I'd kind of leave him out. But even Sweeney been hitting, trying to keep his job. When
keep it in your pants. You're getting too excited about your team.
What's that?
Keep it in your pants. You're getting too excited about your team.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I think these lefties are at a really good spot. Kerry Carpenter, I definitely make sure I'm playing him. Riley Green. McKinstry's been hitting the ball really well too. So, and we know the Colorado bullpen sucks. I like the Tigers. I mean, Tigers almost got a projected total of 6. So, yeah, give me hope your DFS is buttering your breath. I saw that.
Yeah. Hey. You better be talking to Gyiraszin too, Paul. You better not be talking to me. I play strictly by that book.
Yeah, I don't. I changed a little bit. It's been at years and years after getting my butt kicked. But yeah, blackjack for me is hit it quick and get out. It's like a blind date. You hit it quick and you get out. But
that was funny.
That is funny. So, but either way, I think the Rockies, though, I'm not a fan of these Rockies. I mean, we were kind of talking up Job here, But, I mean, Jordan Beck's been hitting the shit out of the baseball here in recent times. So I don't mind him on that side. But, yeah, I think the Tigers here are going to be one of the top stacks, obviously, when you're in cores. But does everybody not realize the Tigers are one of the best hitting teams in baseball just because they're the Tigers and nobody could ever remember that? All of a sudden, everybody's just not – I mean, if they changed the names and had the same stats and it said Yankees next to it, they'd be by far chalky. So, to me, but I think the Tigers are in a good spot. They're way cheaper than they should be for being in Coors Field against Colorado here. But, I think Tigers are going to have some fun today. But, yeah, give me some of them Tigers, but I'm going to leave out Colorado.
Yeah, Tigers, if I had to pick my favorite stack on the slate, definitely by far. I always love playing Coors Field. I do think this ownership is lower than it should be. Like, we're seeing Torkelson at 8%. Like, Kerry Carpenter at 12%. Javi Baez, I mean, it's always tough playing Javi. Shout out to that catch in center field, though. Second baseman, move out to the outfield.
He actually impressed me. I can't
track that. Well, yeah, I mean, defense he's impressed me more.
I should say.
Yeah, no, when he makes contact with the ball, he's definitely fine. But
he made 2 overall catches so far, like his first month. It's like, damn, Javi.
Yeah.
What's this guy? So, but yeah, pretty good. Jake, what you talking about my desk? Is it dirty? What are you talking about?
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't even know how he sees your desk.
I mean, all that's on here is money, some hundos. There's a high noon right here, and a pen.
Yeah, there you go.
No dust. No dust. Not even nothing. I make sure it's dusty around here. I dust my shit up around here.
Oh gosh, yeah. Tiger's one of my favorites, no doubt. On the slate, they are my favorite on the slate. If I had to pick one, Rockies. We were talking, Joe. I think minis are fine. I mean, the top 3 look pretty solid. They're cheap. That's probably how I would do it. Mini stacks for the Rockies. It's hard to 5-man that team. All right, we got one game left on the slate. Gyiraszin, Los Angeles Angels, Toronto Blue Jays, 8.5 total, -120 on the over. Excuse me, -120 favorites are the Blue Jays. Whenever I see this name, Yusei Kikuchi, I know I probably have some interest on the other side because he can walk guys, he can give up power. You don't like playing the Blue Jays, though, Gyiraszin. So what wins out today?
Yeah, I'm not playing any. I mean, Kikuchi's been terrible against righties so far this year. But he's one of them guys I don't like to fool with because he just seems like he doesn't get blown up all that much, even though your brain tells you he does. But George Springer been hitting the shit out of the baseball too here recently. And I think George Springer's in a really good spot. Matter of fact, I think George Springer, if I had to call a home run today, I think he might be the guy that I like today. I like Springer. I do like Guerrero too, but I kind of got the Blue Jays in my they're in my no land too with the Royals, just because they don't seem to hit enough home runs. But I will say though that Angel bullpen stinks, so we do like that. But I just I'm not going to play the Blue Jays. I do have a little interest in them. I'm not going to play them because it's going to be over on FanDuel, and I'm only going to probably play 2 teams or two lineups. So probably not going to go that way. So I'd leave it. But I do understand. I do like it. I just don't like the bottom half of this Blue Jay lineup. Just to me is just garbage.
What about our man T Cage? Angels are a sneaky stack. What about that? They're going to be super, super low on pricing. Absolutely free. Not that pricing really means much on this slate. Couple guys. Mancada stands out for the hitter rankings, but like 1 through, I mean, to be honest, I don't, if I played the Angels, I'd probably be fine 1 through 9. Hitting weather. Make sure. Wind blowing out, 70 degrees. Not crazy good. Not crazy bad. What about these Angels?
That if we remember now, the Angels at the beginning of the year were like
everyone likes
just
these Angels.
Absolutely smashing the right-handers. Remember, the Angels were smashing the shit out of righties the first 2-3 weeks. I remember saying, "Oh, dude, Angels are just absolutely on top of the rankings for slugging percentage." Well, they've fallen quite a bit here. They're down to 17th now in slugging percentage so far for for all of baseball, but they were pretty high up there. Now, just kind of looking at the righties we have that I like, and dude, so far Berrios has not been very good. He's allowed a 246 ISO so far to righties, very low K percentage as well. So, you got Ward, Neto, Soler, Ohape. I don't mind that. It just sucks we can't get a healthy Mike Trout. It just bugs the shit out of me. But I'm not really a fan of the bottom part. Gustavo, Renfengo, Kyron Paris is all right. He just seems to be priced up too high. But I do like the righties in the top 5 of that Angel lineup. I would say I'd probably like them more of a mini stack because Berrios has been, as we're talking, Berrios has been not very good against righties.
Yeah, 1 through, I don't even mind playing a 3,400 Paris at second base. Probably don't love Odell. Rengifo's cheap at third, but I'd much rather go Moncada, who grades out well. 1 through 6 mainly. If you wrap around with 9, they're super, super low owned. So you don't even have to really mess with the bottom. Like, play the best players. Play Soler, play Ward, play Logan Ohope, Moncada, Neto, Shano. Like, 1 through 6 is, I guess, more I'm looking at it. Cheap, very low owned. We got 3 people in chat back to back to back. So it might be meant to be. T-Cage, Nades, Derek, all loving these Angels. Yeah. You know what? You talked me into some of these Angels. By far, my favorite is Tigers. No doubt about that. I like the Twins-O's game a good bit. And I think Yankees and if I was playing 20 teams, I'd play some Cease at low ownership for the K stuff. And I'd also play if the K stuff isn't on, he's walking guys. I definitely would play some of these Yankees as well, is how I'd rank my favorites. Phils are interesting too, though. That's what I got. Yankees, Phils, game stack, Tigers. And then, you guys talked me to the Angels. Any final thoughts for you, Gyiraszin? We narrow pitching down pretty good as well. So, what are your final thoughts on the 7-game slate on DK?
Yeah, I think we got us a nice little slate. I'll be sitting around watching some Tigers over there in Coors Field. Probably have a couple safety meetings or 2 and enjoy some of the stuff I got when it was 420 title. I'll be having some fun with that.
Insane.
But,
how you got that?
What else? I got some ribs getting cooked up for me. So
on the smoker?
Well, they're out there. Well, so far they're cooking in some beer in the oven right now.
Okay.
So they got to come out, and then I'll go throw them on the grill and let them sit out there and get nice. And I put them on the top rack, so you get that little caramelize up there with that sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce I got.
Ooh.
That's usually pretty good. But so looking forward to sitting around the night, looking at some winners. Like we said, hey, we had a pretty good winner last night. Get a seat last night. We're always having fun cheering everybody on. Like I said, I love that tweet we put out and showing all the winners and how everything else. But we got a work cut out for us, man. We had a 356K winner. So we can't fall off the cliff that far. We got to have us a couple big bangers in there. So rooting everybody on so we can get, we got to keep up here. We got to keep up with the time. So definitely, hopefully everybody keeps it going here. Exciting times here at SHIPIT. But as you said, make sure we watch that weather. 2 different slate times over there on FanDuel and DK. And for example, too, the pitching slates are way different too. Sanchez is pretty expensive over on FanDuel where he is not on DK. So I don't think Sanchez is going to be owned that highly over on FanDuel as he will on DK. So interesting slate. Hopefully we kick some ass. We'll be back tomorrow with some Thursday baseball too. So we'll be looking forward to that. But we're getting into it, title. It's starting to warm up. We're starting to get us some data now. We're 6 weeks in. We're looking good. So, good time of the year.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can see right there. So projections ownership, you can always see it right there. Projections ownership, but on the stone it shows everything. And like you're saying, 9,700 on FanDuel, 75 on DK, much lower owned on FanDuel. And I wouldn't be surprised if he is still the second highest projected on the slate. So maybe this number is right. But this number, I think, goes up like 36, something like that. Like we talked about earlier on DraftKings. Always fun talking with you, Gyiraszin. I showed my barber the picture of all the weed and stuff you got. And I was like, guess how much this is? Because I was showing my other buddies I told you. Dude, everyone's like $800 to $1,200. How you got that is absolutely insane. I know the dude, the gummies are free. But, you have enough of a stack to go for a minute, I would say.
Well, and then last Saturday title up at the Jars dispensary around here, they had their Bago sale, buy one, get one free
Yep.
deli flower. So basically, you went in and bought like the top shelf weed, you got 2.5 ounces for the price. So it was like $180 is like a good ounce of weed around here. So $180, I ended up getting 2.5 ounces of weed of like 30% top shelf, good taste, and really good stuff.
What's your favorite top shelf? Abundant, Connected, Alien Labs? What you got?
Well, there's one called Peninsula Gardens here in Michigan.
Okay.
They're probably the best grower that I've come across. There's a strand called Electric Peanut Butter Cookies, and that one is my favorite. There's another one called Candy Blues that's really good. And I'd like to call myself a weed snob, so I can basically, there's certain weeds I'll take at one time. I'll be like, I don't even want that. It ain't even no fun.
That's for sure. He rolls it. My barber did the same, and I thought of you. Gyiraszin rolls that good old style.
Oh yeah,
probably like a 10 second, 12 second, and you got a full J.
I could roll one-handed while I drive.
Yeah, Gyiraszin's absolutely all into that.
I'm old school. Hey, I'm 50 years old. I've been doing it a long time. It just, it's just like anything else. You start doing it long enough, you learn all the little fun tricks. It's good times.
Good times every time I'm on a show with you, Gyiraszin. Awesome stuff. Always love the baseball knowledge and always loves the laughs in between. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Hey, before you got to help Juice out on the way out, what papers?
I use the they're what are they? Light blue and silver. They're the zigzag light blue and silver. I think they're not the whites or the oranges. I don't know the names of them, but I go on Amazon, buy a whole damn case of them.
If you guys want the best cones, like raws are the worst thing of all time. The popular raws, no, Vibes, Vibez, Vibes. I do it easy. I just pack cones when I do smoke. I don't got the rolling like that. By far, burn the best for anyone out there. All right, that's enough talking some weed. Had some spare time at the end. Good stuff, Gyiraszin. You have a great night. Good luck to you. Good luck to everybody out there listening. Let's see some more screenshots tonight. And again, DGen75 gets you $75 off your first month. If you want to join, less than $1 a day. Absolutely cannot beat that. For Gyiraszin, I'm Titletown. Good luck on the 7-game DK, 8-game FanDuel slate. Be safe. Peace.